When everybody's all fucked up and you're exhausted and you're weak and you're tired, you're gonna hear a lot of things that they're gonna wanna put a title on. They're gonna definitely wanna put a title on me to make themselves feel better. So all you're doing is saying, this guy was some super freak. He found some super thing in his brain that was locked up. He unleashed it and became this guy. It's the perfect time to make a statement. To make a statement to let you know it's a fucking lie. Because every day I wake up, I dread the day. I dread the day of what I'm gonna bring on myself to get better. And lowest part of my life, I was in a fucked up relationship. I was making no money. I was spraying for cockroaches. I understand it. It's a miserable place. This lifestyle that I'm living, something has to change. I just knew something had to change. That now you have me. I'm thinking about how am I gonna pull this off.
How to stay motivated, how to get up when you've been knocked down, how to build a winning attitude, how do you build winning relationships. There are a lot of things they simply do not teach. Motivation gets you going, but habit gets you there. If you keep on doing the things that got you motivated to begin with the right input in your mind, the right association, and all of those good things, then the motivation goes on and on. You can stay motivated is what I'm saying.
It's something we choose to have, right?
Yeah, and we choose to feed it every day. The more you complain about your problems, the more problems you'll have to complain about. You know, the interesting thing about hard times is something rather interesting. We should get excited about difficulties in our life because that develops character. Character develops persistence. Persistence develops performance. And you start putting all of those things together. It's the result of the difficulties that we face. When you're coasting along and everything is going well, you know, man, I got it all going. That's a lot of times when we begin to fall. But when we're able, and a friend of mine is writing a book titled, You Can't Climb a Smooth Mountain. In other words, you got to have a place to dig that foot in and another foot in, and then you move forward.
Well, that's what I realized for myself was I wanted that comfort zone that everybody looks for, that pat on the back. They don't want to hear all the bad shit. They want to hear everything that they're doing right. And I realized that's what kept me in this world. That's what kept me in this world of not accomplishing anything. So what I did was I became the roughest critic in the world on myself. And that's what changed me. I literally saw myself in the mirror. I saw the truth versus saying, you know, my dad did this to me from beating me. My life did this to me. My broken foundation did this to me. I took that and said, you know what? Well, some people may help this happen, but now I have to own this. No one's going to come back to save me. No one's gonna come back on this couch and say, hey, it's okay. You're gonna be okay. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna be okay. I had to realize I had to take a stand. I had to make a real stand. And it was painful to look at who I was, what the world and myself created. It created a very lonely, depressed, insecure man that would do anything just to have a friend.
When you go out in life looking for friends, they'll be scarce, but if you go out in life to be a friend, they'll be everywhere. Because what you send out is exactly what you get back.
Attitude isn't dependent on circumstances.
It depends on how you handle those circumstances. You can either respond, which is positive, or react, which is negative. When you get down, you admit that you are down. A denial is something we need to acknowledge. I've been knocked down, now what do? Do I stay there or do I get up? If you decide to have a pity party, poor little me, well, the bad news is very few people come to pity parties and none of them being present. So we need to say, how can I get out of this problem? The problem, we need to look at it, and we need to understand, you don't drown by falling in water. You only drown if you stay there. You don't fail by getting knocked down. You only fail if you stay down.
If you ever tell me something that I cannot do, I'm going to let you know that I'm doing it. Somehow you're going to fucking know one way or another that I'm doing it. I started realizing if I can flip these insecurities upside down, if I can flip this fear, if I can flip all this shit that made me this depressed, insecure guy, if I can flip it and make it work for me versus against me, I started seeing the power in failure, the power in insecurity, the power in self-doubt. So it's kind of this battle between trying to find more of yourself, knowing that the real you is afraid, likes comfort, likes living in a world that is that likes to pat you on the back, give you the things that you want to hear, not the things that you have to hear to get better.
When we complain about the problems increase. When we look at the opportunities increase. Am I trying to say it's easy? Absolutely not. It is difficult, but it's well worth considering, and it's well worth following that process. It makes all the difference in the world. You were designed for accomplishment. You're engineered for success. Get involved in yourself. Take that attitude of gratitude. Take that positive attitude. Continue to educate yourself. Find opportunity because it's out there. Put in the good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, the positive. Associate with good people. Think in terms of how you can increase your performance, how you can be a better husband, a better wife, a better mom, a better dad. Start putting it all together, and when you do that, balance comes in your life. And with balance, where you have the right priorities, then it really does make a huge difference in your life.
So this shit ain't about me, man. I'm about you figuring out you. Some people take it personal, some people get you a little butthurt. This is about you figuring out your self-talk has to change. The most important conversation you ever have is the one you have with yourself. You walk around with it all day, you act on it, pretty soon, good or bad. I want you to change who you are. It's because all of us, once we achieve something, we celebrate for a long years. And we wonder, why don't I have drive anymore? Where's it all at? If you don't develop a routine of suffering, and suffering is not like go out and kill yourself every day. It's being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That keeps you hungry every day. If you live in your victories for so long and say, I'm going to go challenge myself for 30 days or for 2 weeks or run this one marathon. And it ends, I did one marathon. Okay. That's why it leaves you. It leaves you because you haven't set up the next obstacle. Obstacles is how you grow. You must continue to have friction. Friction is where growth is at. With no friction, there's no growth. You cannot live in that normal mindset. You must be your best on your worst day. And how you do that is you cannot think of a normal mindset. You cannot have a normal mindset.